atoms by numbers, we're going to be talking about the periodic table and some of the things that are on the periodic table. So, first thing we should know that the atomic number is the number of protons. We should also understand that the atom is defined as the number of protons, by the number of protons. Atomic mass is an average of the masses of all elements. And we should be able to talk about and be able to calculate atomic mass given abundance. We should also know isotope notation. So you guys look at your periodic table along with us, and
mine's right here.
we should. Good. So the first periodic table was defined by Mendeleev, and as we did in our activity today, we grouped them based on their properties. And in fact, no, you guys don't write this down. That's fine. Don't write this down. In fact, the interesting thing about this is he actually put them in an order, sort of like we did today, and they didn't know all the elements back then. So he actually predicted some elements that were later discovered. So he said there's a space here, so there should be another element that goes here. And it was true. They were actually predicted. And here's an example of this. If you guys look at your periodic table, this is very similar to it. It's a little different. We didn't have the exact technology, but after atomic number, potassium and calcium, he predicted there would be an element between titanium and calcium with a mass of about 44. And if you guys look next to calcium, between calcium and titanium, there's scandium. Later, scandium was developed. Same thing with between zinc and arsenic. He predicted two elements of about that atomic mass. So, interesting that he was able to do that way before modern technology. Notice that the far right column is missing. Notice if you guys look in your periodic table, you don't see any neon, xenon, krypton. You guys notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
That was invented like later, no?
We'll not talk about invented, but discovered. Yes?
Is neon like that glow stick thingies?
That's actually not neon. We'll talk about what is in a neon light. Neon's the stuff in lights. It's actually a specific color of light.
Neon
It's
orange,
the purple
neon
lights
green.
like in Roller Kingdom, right?
Close, but it's the neon lights are actually it's actually an orangish color, and we'll talk about that and why later. But moving on.
UV light.
Moseley, he was the one who is credited with creating the modern periodic table, and he arranged it by increasing atomic number. So I want you to copy down that middle bullet point right there. So the modern periodic table is by atomic number. Okay? And he died very young in the Battle of Gallipoli in World War I. So this is our modern periodic table right here. Similar to the one, I've grouped it a couple of different ways. So, and as you guys saw, we had our different families. So the alkali metals are our first column. Now, which one didn't really fit in with the alkali metals? H, hydrogen. Now, that's a little different, and they put that here because of the charge it forms and the way it bonds. And also, helium is what they call a noble gas. And later I have a slide of talking about the order of discovery. So the ancient elements that have been around for a while are iron, copper, silver, gold, carbon, sulfur. They knew those were elements for a long time. Lead. So, you know, there was the Iron Age, the Copper Age, and silver and gold have been used for currency for a long time. So, in the between 1700s and the mid 1800s, a lot of elements were discovered. So, you can see all those ones are highlighted right here. So these elements are things we've known for about, for about 150, 170 years, yeah?
You think they can find any more?
They're actually working on creating new elements right now.
What are they gonna do?
Just to see if they can make them, and just to see if they can exist. Yes.
What's the point?
Just to see if they'll be of any use or if they can be made. That's why we study, you know. That's for chemistry. Yes, Chris.
Question, you watched Breaking Bad?
Not in front of the question. Okay.
Bang Theory?
And they by almost 1900, at the turn of the century, we discovered a lot more elements. And notice the first noble gas was discovered,
Helium.
helium. Why? And it actually, interestingly enough, it wasn't discovered on Earth.
It was discovered in Mars.
No, not close though. No, close, not close.
The sun.
The sun. Helios, the Greek god of the sun. That's why they called it helium. What they actually found out was that, like how we talked about, you know, they have neon lights.
Wait,
Yes.
does he have like a high pitched voice? Because when you suck it in, it makes
No,
it voice.
no, that's something
That'd be a
different.
funny joke.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. See, good. I like it. Now, they actually discovered helium. They took a look at the light that the sun produced, and they found out that they found this new element that was unlike any other one on Earth. So, like with a neon sign, they take an electrical current and they run it through a gas, and that makes the sign glow. That's why when you plug in those neon signs, they turn a color. Every different gas makes a specific color and a specific pattern. We'll talk about why later. But they found helium by looking at that new pattern of light, and they had never seen that before by any light on Earth, and that's where they discovered helium. Later, they found it on Earth. And I'll take a